Before the legendary pyramids of Giza pierced the sky, before the names of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure were etched into history, another monumental structure stood alone, a silent testament to a revolution in architecture and belief. This is the story of the very first pyramid, a staircase to the heavens built for a visionary king, the Step Pyramid of Djoser. Our journey takes us back over 4,600 years to the dawn of Egypt's Old Kingdom, to a time of unprecedented peace and prosperity. The ruler of this unified land was a king named Djoser. We don't know every detail of his life, but the legacy he left behind speaks volumes. He wasn't just a ruler. He was an innovator, a man whose ambition was not just for his own reign, but for eternity itself. And to achieve this eternal life, he needed more than a simple tomb. Before Djoser, pharaohs were buried in mastabas, flat-roofed, rectangular structures made of mud brick, built over an underground burial chamber. They were impressive for their time, but they were bound to the earth. Djoser, and the brilliant mind in his court, envisioned something grander, something that reached for the sky, for the realm of the gods. Enter the true hero of our story, a man whose name would be revered for millennia, Imhotep. He wasn't a king, but his influence was just as powerful. Imhotep was Djoser's vizier, his chief minister, but he was also a high priest, a healer, and, most importantly, a master architect. He was a polymath, a genius of the ancient world. It was Imhotep who conceived of a radical new idea. He looked at the traditional mastaba and thought, why stop at one? What if we stacked them? What if we built one mastaba, then a slightly smaller one on top, and another, creating a series of steps ascending towards the sun god, Ra? And what if, instead of perishable mud brick, they used a material that would last forever, stone? This was a groundbreaking moment. It was the first time in history that a large-scale structure was built entirely of cut stone. Imagine the sheer scale of the project. Thousands of workers quarrying limestone, transporting massive blocks, and meticulously shaping and placing them under Imhotep's direction. It was a national effort, a project that united the kingdom in a shared purpose, securing their king's eternal journey and, by extension, the stability and prosperity of Egypt itself. The site they chose was Saqqara, the vast royal necropolis overlooking the ancient capital of Memphis. As the pyramid began to rise, it must have been a breathtaking sight. It grew in stages, starting as a simple square mastaba before Imhotep expanded it, adding layer upon layer, ultimately reaching 6 steps and soaring to a height of over 200 feet. It dominated the landscape, a man-made mountain of gleaming white Tura limestone. But the Step Pyramid was more than just a tomb. It was the centerpiece of a huge mortuary complex, a city for the dead. Surrounding the pyramid was a massive enclosure wall, nearly a mile long, with intricate panels mimicking the facade of the king's palace. Inside, there were functional temples, chapels, courtyards for religious festivals, and symbolic palaces. There were even dummy buildings, solid structures meant for the king's soul, or Ka, to use in the afterlife. Underneath the pyramid, a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers stretched for nearly 4 miles, including the king's final resting place, a burial vault lined with granite. The Step Pyramid of Djoser was a declaration. It was a physical representation of the king's divine status, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Each step represented a symbolic ascent, a ladder for the pharaoh's soul to climb to join the circumpolar stars, the eternal, undying stars in the northern sky. It was the ultimate machine for resurrection. Djoser's vision and Imhotep's genius set the stage for the next 1,000 years of Egyptian civilization. Their creation was the prototype, the architectural experiment that would directly lead to the smooth-sided, true pyramids we know so well, like the iconic Great Pyramid of Giza. But it all started here, at Saqqara, with one king's dream of immortality and one architect's brilliance to make it real. When you look at the Step Pyramid today, you're not just seeing an ancient pile of stones. You are witnessing the birth of an idea, a moment of human ingenuity that literally changed the world. It's a monument to the audacity to build something that had never been seen before, reaching for the heavens, one step at a time. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the wonders of the ancient world. See you next time.